Hey guys, welcome to today's video. I'm trying to whisper. It's late at night, so I don't want to like super wake up the kids, but I wanted to just like sit down and chat with you guys about just the pregnancy overall. I feel like I haven't really like sat down to talk much about like give you guys like an update, I guess, since I told you guys that I was pregnant. So that's what we're gonna do today. I am 18 weeks today, which is freaking crazy. So I guess we can go over like some symptoms, just overall how I've been feeling, just kind of some things that have happened. Not that there's been anything crazy, but just kind of where my head's at, you know, what I've done to prep for the baby, and I guess give you like an update on my previous doctor's appointment. I don't know. I'm not going to do these updates like every single week. But at least once a month I'd like to. Maybe I'll get a little bit more frequent later on, but I know with Jackson's pregnancy I documented like I think every week, or like it was like very often that I was doing pregnancy updates. But even for just like myself, I want to try to take some time to document some of it so that I can remember, because let me tell you, given that this is now like baby number 3, I feel kind of bad. Because like I've been super bad about like taking pictures, you know, like taking my bump, you know, pictures. Like with Riley, I had the freaking little stickers, and like I was very on point about taking my pictures and seeing the belly progress. And now that this is baby number 3, I feel like there's obviously a lot going on in my life, but like I don't want to like neglect this poor child, but my head is just like in different places. So I'm trying to give myself grace about that, because at the end of the day, the most important thing is just that, you know, baby's okay, and like that you don't have 500 million pictures is okay, that you're not taking professional pictures is okay. Like I know that, I'm sure if you guys are pregnant yourselves, like I'm sure you guys see tons of people that are pregnant on Instagram and they've got these beautiful photos, and I mean they're beautiful, and if you can do that, great. But like even myself, I catch myself being like, oh my gosh, like I haven't taken pictures, I haven't done any kind of family photos with the bump, with the kids kissing the belly. Like I haven't done any of that. So am I behind? Am I even gonna get to it, period? I don't know. And I'm just trying to remind myself that that is not the most important thing. So that is the beginning of this video, which is literally just me ranting about how I don't have my stuff together. But anyway, I hope you guys are doing good, regardless of whether or not you're pregnant. And if you're watching this video, I hope you guys are doing good. So yeah, like I said, 18 weeks. I feel like this is really when it's starting to become very real to me. This is when it's really like starting to hit me like, oh man, there's a baby in there. I am pregnant. Like obviously I've always known that there's a baby in there, but this is when it starts to become more real. I told you guys in the vlog the other day, I've started to feel like those initial flutters of like, there's definitely movement happening. I have an anterior placenta. So I have been told that if you have an anterior placenta, it can kind of affect how much movement you feel. And a lot of you guys have told me that that was also the case with you guys in other pregnancies. So I don't feel like I'm feeling a ton. Like I thought maybe by this point I'd be feeling tons of kicks and stuff, but I'm starting to recognize more regular like patterns of like if I'm laying down, or like when I'm putting the kids to bed, like if I'm on my side or just like laying on my back, I'm starting to feel like there's, you know, stuff happening there. Okay, so of course I'm trying to film this video and none of my stuff is charged. My camera's not charged, my tripod's not charged, so everything's shutting down on me. So I have to like plug it in now to charge it. I don't know if this video is even gonna end up going up because I'm gonna have like all these technical issues. But of course, yes, like let's ignore that. You guys are just like hanging out on the bed here with me. So yeah, I'm doing the best that I can. But yes, I'm starting to feel, you know, some movement. That's really for me what is making it just a lot more, you know, just real. I will be so happy when I reach the point, and now like my stomach is growling, doing all kinds of weird stuff. I'll be really happy when I reach the point where I'm more consistently feeling the baby, because I feel like that'll put my mind at ease. Because now there's times where like I'll be laying down, and if I'm not feeling movement, I'm like, is there something wrong? Like, you know, I start, you know, getting in my head and freaking out about stuff. So I'll be really much more at peace once that happens, once we're feeling movement more regularly. I have my anatomy scan scheduled in 2 or 3 weeks. I'm 18 weeks today, so I think it's actually in 2 weeks. It's like 2 weeks and a day. But here's the annoying thing. I don't know how your doctors are operating these days, but I feel like the doctor's offices just suck these days, to be honest. So what happened in my practice where I'm seeing is that they usually have, you know, the person that does the ultrasounds. Apparently that person left, and now they've like outsourced me to get my ultrasound done at like an imaging facility, which is really annoying because I'm gonna have an appointment where I go to do the anatomy scan at the imaging place. And chances are they're not going to be able to tell me a freaking single thing at that appointment. Like a lot of times when you go to like an external place, like they're not allowed to tell you. The doctor is usually the one that's supposed to like review the results and like tell you stuff. So at some places, literally, they can just like look and show you maybe the picture, but they can't like actually tell you what is happening. So imagine this is like a really important scan. You're trying to make sure that the baby's okay, and they're looking at the baby from all angles. And like, if they really cannot tell me anything, I'm gonna be freaking so mad and just so anxious and annoyed because I just want the reassurance that everything's okay. So I'm gonna go to this appointment. Long story short, I'm gonna go to this appointment. They're not gonna probably be able to tell me anything, or there's a chance they may not be able to tell me anything. Then the next day, I have a separate appointment at my OB to go over the results. So I'm gonna have to like wait a whole day after that to get some kind of feedback, to get some kind of insight. So I know that like there's really nothing that I can do about it, but I mean, it still pisses me off. Like it still makes me mad that that's how things are. And this isn't the first time I had to do that. When I had my 6-week like confirmation ultrasound, they also like couldn't fit me in within the window at the practice, so they sent me elsewhere. And it's just like, I don't understand. Like, isn't that like the primary thing that the doctors are supposed to be able to do, is like be able to look at your baby like at the OB? Like, this is literally what I'm coming to be seen for. I want to hear the baby's heartbeat, and I want you to be able to look at the baby. Like, I feel like maybe there should be more ultrasound techs, or the doctors themselves should be performing the ultrasounds. I don't know. I'm not in the medical industry, but I feel like there's just like something off there. So anyway, I'm looking forward to that scan, but it's still like a couple weeks away. So I will definitely keep you posted. After I go to that appointment and get the result, I'm sure I'll do, you know, a bigger update at that point, because that's like one of the big milestones. So looking forward to that. But I did go to the doctor. When did I go? I went maybe like a couple weeks ago, and they didn't really do anything at that appointment except go over like my genetic testing results, which everything came out normal, thank the Lord. So everything looks okay. And we did hear the baby's heartbeat. And I'm pretty sure, if this is like the right number that I wrote down, the baby's heart rate at that appointment was 156. So I don't know if that means boy or girl. Remember, we're not finding out. And I don't even know if that's accurate, but we're trying to not find out until the birth. And it's just so funny because like I'll share like a bump shot or something of me in a vlog or on stories on Instagram, and like some people will be like, oh, for sure it's a boy, and then other people are like, I know for sure it's a girl. And I'm just like, there's no way that anybody could possibly know, but you know, obviously at some point we'll find out. But yeah, I've been feeling good. I mean, pregnancy is always really hard for me. It's always obviously a blessing, but it's not like I'm not, I mean, I don't think I'm one of those people that's like, oh my gosh, like I love being pregnant. It's just so fun and I feel so awesome. Like some people love it. I obviously love the outcome, and I think it's such a beautiful experience and journey, but it's like painful and like you're uncomfortable. And you know, it's like you don't want to like be saying all these things all the time and like come off as like ungrateful, or come off as like, oh my goodness, this person is complaining and they wanted a baby. Like that's not the vibe. The vibe is like, I'm very much grateful that I have a child growing inside me. I love this. I'm so excited. But at the same time, the process of getting there is not the most comfortable thing. So I'm at a point where like to sleep, it's just very uncomfortable. I feel a lot of pressure on my belly. And I bought at this point, you guys, I kid you not, I'll show you in a vlog, maybe in like the next vlog that I post. I have bought like 3 different pregnancy pillows, and I've tried them all. I tried the big normal pregnancy pillow, the one that looks like a freaking, the 2 logs on the side, and it's just huge and annoying. Got that one, and then I got another one that was smaller, and I was like, well, this one has a smaller footprint, maybe it'll be better. I even got one that's like a wedge, and I don't like any of them. So I literally sleep every night with like a heating pad, not for like on the belly obviously, but like for my back and for just like all of my body that like aches and is uncomfortable. So sleeping is not the greatest. Obviously, like walking long distances, I get winded still very easily, which I wanted to tell you guys, I'm trying to make it a point now that we're at this point in the pregnancy to do some kind of workout. Like up until this point in the pregnancy, I kid you not, like I haven't worked out one single day. Like not a single day have I done anything. I wasn't really a big workout person before I got pregnant. You guys all know that. That's no secret. But once I got pregnant, then I started to get scared because I'm like, don't they normally tell you like you shouldn't start to do like working out stuff? Like you can stay at the level you were at. And I was like, well, if my level where I was at was kind of like at 0, then shouldn't I stay at 0? Like, so I didn't want to like put extra strain on my body, especially in like the early times of, you know, pregnancy. But now I feel like I'm pretty sure if I were to work out or do some basic stuff, like it would be okay. But what does that look like? Like I had moved up my spinning bike to my room with every intention of using it, and literally like right after I got pregnant. So I haven't used that, and I feel like that would not be very comfortable with like everything that's happening down there. Like I feel like spinning is not going to be it, but I'm sure it's okay to like stretch. I'm sure it's okay to maybe do some arm weights. So if you have any suggestions, or like anyone you follow on YouTube, quick workouts. I'm not about like a 30-minute workout, maybe like 10 minutes. Like we could start at 10 minutes, that'd be great. But just pregnancy-friendly workouts or things that I can maybe do, let me know, because I feel like my body's gonna need that. And I do need to build up like my endurance and just do a little bit of that cardio, because literally going up and down the stairs is exhausting. Today when we went to church, I had to park super far away, and then we were walking, and I'm like, it can't be good that I'm this winded walking just not super far distance. Like I should be able to walk that. But yeah, so if you have any suggestions on that, let me know what you guys are doing. But I'm trying to get into that now. I actually just stepped on the scale before I filmed so I could give you guys like my weight, kind of talk about that a little bit. It's been very weird this pregnancy because I weighed myself on the scale right now and I'm 137.8 pounds. I feel like I haven't really gained that much weight, even though I'll show you my belly now, like it looks enormous. Before I got pregnant, there was a time when, again, not pregnant, I weighed 137 pounds. I think as of recently, like the lowest like that I was weighing was like 135. So even if when I got pregnant, because I don't remember exactly what I weighed when I got pregnant, but even if let's say I was 135 when I got pregnant, I mean, I've only gained like 2 pounds. So I'm hoping that's okay. I think that's how it was with Jackson, if I'm not mistaken, that I really didn't gain a lot at the beginning. And then towards the end, I gained a lot because, I mean, I was huge. But every time that I've gone to the doctor and I've stepped on the scale, they haven't told me like, oh, this is concerning or anything like that. But again, like once I have the anatomy scan and we can actually measure the baby again, that will put my mind at ease. So that's kind of it on my weight. And then I know like if I do start maybe working out a little bit, doing some weights, you know, work on some of that muscle toning, maybe I'll gain some muscle, because I feel like I've probably also lost a bunch of muscle too because I have not been working out. And I feel like I have been eating too. Like I've been eating really healthy breakfasts. Breakfast is probably my favorite thing to eat. I wake up in the morning like really excited about eating breakfast. So I'll make myself an omelet, I'll make myself scrambled eggs and toast or avocado toast. Avocado toast with like eggs and tomatoes. Like there's a lot of breakfasts that I look forward to eating. Sometimes it's just like a really nice yogurt parfait, but I like eating breakfast. Lunch is where I really have to like remind myself to eat, because lunch is like when I'm making the kids their lunch and like there's a mess and I'm trying to get work done. So sometimes I have to like remind myself to eat lunch. And dinner lately, dinner has been the hardest because I don't really want to cook all that much. So a lot of times I'll tell Joe like, hey, you're on your own, or we're gonna have a bowl of cereal, or I end up ordering DoorDash. Like I think I've ordered tacos from this Mexican place nearby. No joke, I think I've ordered it like 3 times in like the last week and a half. Like I have become obsessed with these tacos, so maybe that's a new craving of mine. I haven't had a huge desire to be in the kitchen and to be like, you know, preparing like raw ingredients and stuff. So I'm trying to get through it, like try to push past that, because I know that the best kind of food that I could be eating is stuff that I make myself and make from scratch. So I'm gonna be working on that as of this week. That's like one of my goals for this week, is to try to get a little more organized in the kitchen, but it's hard. So I'm trying to still like, again, be kind to myself and to say, you know what, if there's ever a time to DoorDash, it's probably when you're pregnant and like, you know, later on when the baby comes. Like if there's ever a time to maybe add a little bit of a buffer in your budget for meals to be delivered to you, it's probably now. So trying to like just find a good balance when it comes to that. But anyway, let me show you my bump before I forget. This is what my belly is looking like. at 18 weeks. And I hope that can give you like a good idea. I don't want to like just flash you guys, but it's looking pretty big. And of course it's nighttime now, so like that's usually when it gets like the biggest. But yeah, I'm feeling pretty large. And I also am having a really hard time getting dressed. Like, dude, it is hard. It is so hard when you're pregnant to like find stuff to wear. Like, no joke, today when I was getting dressed for church, it was like 40 degrees. So I don't have like a lot of pants that fit me. And like the 2 pants I have, like were in the dirty clothes. So I couldn't wear pants. So already I was like, okay, I'm gonna freaking freeze walking into church. So I put on a dress, and I think I had like an anxiety like meltdown before we left church because I wasn't happy with my outfit. I was like, I have like 2 options, nothing looks good on me. And I was running late. I was trying to get the kids dressed, and Joe was like, are you okay? Is everything all right? And I was like, no, I look ugly. Like nothing fits me. So I was just like not having a good morning. Like it was just one of those mornings where, again, like I'm used to being able to dress myself, and so to not be able to feel like I looked presentable, it just like, you know, I don't know if it's the hormones, the emotions, I'll blame it on both of those things. But if you're going through that too, just know you're not alone, because like, I don't know, like you want to still feel like like pretty, like desirable, like you want to still feel that way, and then you freaking look like a Oompa Loompa. And there's like these weird awkward points in the pregnancy where it's just like you look huge and like, you know, you don't fit into your normal clothes. And obviously not the most important thing, right? I'm just trying to be real with you, like the thoughts that go in my head. Yeah, I was having a moment this morning. I'm glad you guys weren't here because you would have seen me having a freaking meltdown. Then it was okay. I pulled myself together. I was like, okay, you know what, this dress, I put a little sweater shirt thing over it, and I just rocked the bump, and it was fine. Like it all worked out. But yeah, I'm just like counting down the days till we get some warm weather, because I have a bunch of dresses, like spring dresses, summer dresses. I have a bunch of them, and those also won't be hard to find. Like I can buy a bunch of dresses that I can later wear postpartum, and you know, flowy dresses. Like I can find that, I can make stuff work. But I feel like getting dressed like in maternity appropriate clothes in the winter time, like that's harder. So don't worry if you guys are also going through that, is all that I was trying to say with that. The other thing I wanted to tell you guys is that in terms of preparing for the baby, I feel like I've done nothing. And I feel like I'm gonna wait till the literal last second, and then I'm gonna start freaking out. I have not bought one single thing for this child, like not a single thing. The other day I was at TJ Maxx and I looked through like some baby clothes, and I was like, oh, maybe I'll buy this, and then I didn't. So I have not bought a single thing for this baby. This weekend, Joe and I were actually down in the basement because we're preparing the basement, decluttering stuff, so that when, God willing, we get the green light on the move, like we'll have less stuff down there in the basement to move. So I was able to see like, what do I have? Because I didn't even remember like what supplies, equipment, things I had from the other 2 kids, like what I had already donated and what we still have. So most of like the big stuff we have a high chair, we have a baby bouncer. I will be buying a new, and I'll probably do a video on like things that I need to still buy and what I end up buying, but I do need to buy like a new bassinet. I had the Halo with Jackson and with Riley. I didn't really like the Halo. Then with Jackson, we even rented the Snoo, and that didn't work for him either. He was just an atrocious sleeper. So I want to get like a really nice bassinet that's more like a bed sharing bassinet that's like really easy for the baby to kind of like go in between the bed and the bassinet. It's kind of what I'm thinking about. So I'm gonna need to get that. I'm also going to need to get like a new, like I'll probably get the Snuggle Me, because I had the DockATot with Jackson. The DockATot though, we had to throw away because we had like mice in my basement, and I don't know, like I just didn't feel comfortable knowing if there were mice there with the thing, so we threw that away. But I'll probably get something like a little lounger of some kind. Clothes we'll probably have a ton of, because I saved both of Riley and Jackson's clothes, like a lot of it. So I do need to go through that and like sort it out by, you know, months and the different stages and stuff. But I think we'll be fine with clothes. I still have my bottle sterilizer. I do have my breast pump. I had like the Spectra, which I liked, but I need to make sure that I can charge it and that it can work. And then I can buy like the actual like tubes, like they sell like replacement tubes and stuff that you can purchase. I'm really not gonna need to buy a new car seat because I'm probably gonna just still use the double stroller we have now, and I'll use that like infant car seat, so I don't have to worry about a brand new car seat. The stroller, I'm probably gonna still use that same double stroller. Like I had thought about getting the Duna because like I've seen a lot of people that have the Duna, but after I thought about it, and the Duna, by the way, is like that car seat that then turns into like a stroller, and like you don't have to, it's like a two-in-one kind of thing. Very cool. And I feel like it's very cool if you have one kid, but the more that I thought about it, I was like, I'm never really going to be in a situation where I just have the one kid. Like that's not going to happen. So I'm never going to be in a position where it's like, okay, well, the baby's going to be in this Duna thing, and then both Jackson and Riley are going to be like holding my hands. Like I don't need that. So I'll probably skip on stuff like that. Maybe I'll get like a different bouncer that's like easier to fold. Like those are the kinds of things that later down the road I can think about. But there's nothing that I'm like really stressing, like, oh my God, I don't have that. And like, oh my gosh, I have to save a bunch of money to be able to have that. So I guess with time, maybe I'll start thinking about things and then I'll start freaking out. But as of right now, there's not like a whole lot that I have like on a list anywhere, or that I'm thinking of like absolutely we need to buy. Like I have a bunch of blankets and burping cloths from the other kids, and I have towels. So again, it's kind of nice this time around because I don't feel like I need a ton of stuff. And that's the other thing about having multiple kids. It's like the typical, you know, first child, you get every single contraption known to man, and you get every single towel and every single, you know, thing, and you need a specific changing pad for the baby and a changing station. And then like with Jackson, I remember he was baby number 2. I was changing him on my bed. I was like, I don't need to go to the changing table. I'm just gonna change you on my bed. So baby number 3, I'm sure, is literally just gonna be whatever is easiest, whatever is most convenient. And like that's just how I do things. Like I don't try to make things more complicated than they need to be. So I think I'm doing okay, but then who knows, maybe down the road when I'm like 30, 35 weeks, I go into crazy nesting mode and I'm like, oh my God, I haven't done anything. So yeah, if you're also like kind of where I'm at and you also haven't done anything for your baby, don't feel bad because I definitely haven't. But other than that, I'm really just trying to enjoy the time that I have with Jackson and Riley. Like I know that they're going to be so excited when they have another sibling, and it's going to be great, and like it's going to be a huge blessing for sure. But I'm also like obviously I'm excited, but I'm obviously like also grieving almost like the current state, like kind of grieving the fact that it's not just them two anymore. And it's a great thing. The same thing happened when I was pregnant with Jackson. I was like, oh my goodness, Riley's not gonna be my only one anymore, and like, am I gonna love baby number 2 as much as I loved baby number 1? Like, you go through all of those same emotions, and I'm sure that they're quite normal. But I had told you guys, like, you know, we've gotten into our routine, and it's been me and these 2 tiny humans. So just kind of adjusting to the fact that it's going to be different. And then in that time, just using it to spend as much time as I can with both of them. That's one of the reasons why, like, even though Jackson has been literally a stage 5 clinger wanting to crawl back into my uterus, he has been clingier than I've ever seen him his entire life. I kind of, maybe he knows that something's coming and he's getting jealous. I don't know. If that's how jealous he's gonna be, we're gonna have some problems. But even though he's been so clingy, I've just been soaking it up and being like, you know what, I'll just be a clinger right back with you, and I'll go and I'll give you extra cuddles. And when he naps lately, I just lay there with him. And I feel like at other moments, I probably would have been annoyed and been like, what the heck, I can't get anything done. I've just been like savoring it. And it's been nice because I know that that's not gonna happen for much longer. So just giving him that extra time, giving Riley her extra time, and, you know, having the ability to like focus with her more one-on-one when we do homeschool, and like I've been reading her books, and it's been nice. So that's kind of like what this point in pregnancy kind of looks like. I feel like it's getting real and it's getting super exciting, but it's also kind of terrifying. I also still, this is like one of the most annoying things about pregnancy. I don't know if it's also happened to you guys, but like I am so like constantly like congested, stuffy, like I can't breathe properly. And I think that's something that's common. I think it's because like something about like the blood vessels and stuff. But I feel like I have a forever cold, and it's not really a cold. It's just like at different points in the day, Like I can't breathe, or it's hard to breathe. I have to go blow my nose 500 times. So I have that's been happening. Nausea, very rare. Like I still have had a couple moments where it's been like randomly like, hey, I'm super nauseous, but not all the time. So I'm grateful for that. Sorry, my camera shut down on me yet again. But yeah, symptoms wise, I still am having a little bit of that like digestive, I guess we'll call it like inconsistency. Like there's some days that I'm still like really constipated. Some days like my stomach still hurts. Like I'm still having stomach issues, I guess you could call them. So that hasn't been the funnest thing, but at least I'm not like throwing up, which is good. And then it's also weird because there's still some days where I feel like I have to pee every 3 seconds. Like I'm running to the bathroom, my bladder feels so full. And then there's other days where like that doesn't happen. So I don't know if it's just like, I don't know, like, is it caused because like one day like the baby's in one position and then another day he's not? Or like, I don't know what the situation is, like why that doesn't happen all the time. But there's some days that I'm literally like I'm going to pee myself right now. And then other days that's not the case. So yeah, let me know what kinds of symptoms you guys are having if you're kind of like along these lines. But yeah, I'm using this app. I'm using the Pregnancy Plus app. I don't know that it's like the greatest. Like I don't look at it every day, but I do like the little picture of like the baby that's on here. I do love the fact that like if you open it, like you can kind of like move the baby around, and like it's just crazy. And there's like even like a little heartbeat. Like 18 weeks, that's what a child looks like. It's just insane to me. And like I like going and seeing like, you know, what's happening in the baby's development. And it's just very, very cool. Like even if it's tiny, like even if the baby is tiny or the size of whatever it is, an avocado or whatever it is this week, like that is a fully formed human. And it's very neat to see that. I'm reading also like the symptoms for the week, like week 19 of your pregnancy. You could have like lower back discomfort, achiness in your belly, which reminds me that I have had that. And I think I shared that either on an update or on a vlog or something. I've already started to have those moments in the day where my belly gets really tight. And I asked my doctor about that actually at the appointment that I went to. I was like, is it normal to kind of have like almost like those like little mini like contractions, like where your belly gets tight out of nowhere? And he said that, yeah, he said that his wife actually had Braxton Hicks contractions from like very early on in one of her pregnancies. So I'm trying to not like be worried about it. As long, like I asked him, I was like, when should I be concerned? He's like, as long as it's not like a regular pattern, like, you know, it's happening, you know, a lot throughout the hour or whatever, that there's no like rhythm to it, should be okay. But yeah, it kind of caught me off guard that I'm like this early on and like already having those like belly tightening moments. I'm like, okay, this is kind of freaky. And yeah, my boobs are also still very in pain. It's not like a consistent thing, but like in the morning and at night for sure, on most days, like my boobs are still really, really sore and really painful. And again, I feel like I didn't have my boobs that much in pain my other pregnancy, so I have no idea what that is going on about or what the problem is there. But my boobs have been super like just sore and painful. I still have yet to get a new bra, which I really do need to get a new bra because my boobs are literally like coming out the bottom of this bra. So I think I need to get like a bigger size. But again, I'm just being super cheap this pregnancy, and I don't want to spend a ton of money on stuff that I'm not gonna just be using. Like if I'm gonna buy bras, I might as well buy like the nursing bras that I'll use once the baby is here, because for sure after I nurse, the tatas are gonna go down like 2 cup sizes. So if I get a bigger bra, I'm not gonna ever use that ever again, only in pregnancy, because my pregnancy breastfeeding boobs are very nice, but after that they become very deflate gate situation status. Like it's a very sad state of affairs after the milk is no longer there. I also was excited because I found this pair of maternity leggings in the basement when we were like going through our old stuff. These are old like motherhood maternity leggings that I had gotten when I was pregnant with Riley. Like that's how old they are. And that's how a lot of just the stuff that I have is, like, it's just old. So I may treat myself this coming month, now in March, I may treat myself to a couple new things, just, you know, so that I can feel a little bit nicer and just have a couple more options. But I really, like, truly, I have not shopped. I have not bought myself stuff. And I mean, I could, like, I have budget money for me, but I've just been so cheap and not wanting to spend it. but I might finally treat myself. So that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed just like catching up with me. I hope I didn't miss anything. Maybe like when I'm editing this, I'll be like, what the heck, I forgot to say that. But if you have anything you want to share, anything you want to ask, let me know in the comments and I'll try to reply back to you. But yeah, like how often do you guys want to see these videos? What do you want me to cover? Let me know. Some feedback is good. But thanks for just chatting with me here in my room before I go to bed about just all things pregnancy. Very excited that I get to share this with you guys. So thank you for being here. I love your freaking faces. Make sure to give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you're new, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye guys.